What's up, Detailers Daily? This podcast is brought to you by our mates at Autofiber Australia, so providing the world's finest microfiber right here in Australia. As a professional detailer, it's so important not only to use real high quality products, but also real fine quality towels as well. I never thought too much into the microfiber, but once I started using and to test out the Autofiber range, I really noticed the difference in efficiency and I'm getting better results, and the towels last way longer. The Scrub Ninjas, coating applicators, drying towels are just some of the products I use, and they're well worth the money. So make an order today and use the code 15DDUP and get 15% off, and they'll even throw in a free product. So head over to autofiber.com.au or check them out on Instagram, Autofiber Australia. Thanks.
Welcome to the Detailing Down Under podcast, the place for everything auto detailing in Australia right now. Here's your host, Dale Guthrie.
G'day and welcome to the Detailing Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Dale Guthrie. Back into it. Another fortnightly pod episode, which was pretty good, and the quality is rolling on as usual. But before we get into today's guests, I'll just a couple of things I got to mention. So if you haven't already noticed, we've had I had some requests for some merch, so I finally got some done. And we've got them out. We just got t-shirts for now. So if you haven't seen on Instagram, and I'll post up some more stories of them. Yeah, we got some of them available, which is pretty good. And yeah, I've already had some orders already, which is even better. So thanks for everyone for their support for that. And another one, we've got a new supporter of the of what we do here as well. So last year we had the guys from Mirror Finish Detail, so they're based in Melbourne. So Matt and Chris, they've got a bit of a discount for everyone who's listening. So they do a range of their own products. So if you haven't seen them already, check out their website for Mirror Finish Detail, and they're doing a 15% off for all our listeners here. So the code is DDU15. So I'll post everything in the show notes for that. So if you're looking to give their products a go and see what they're all about, it's good that they're offering a discount for us, so you can check them out and support them as well. So, but other than that, we'll hook in today. You've probably seen on my stories already, this bloke's been pretty excited to come on, and he does some pretty interesting work. So this one be more, we have a bit of a chat around the interior side of things. As everyone knows, I'm not huge on interiors. I do them, and we'll probably touch on it that I don't promote because that's what I don't want to do, but we do it anyway. And so yeah, we've got Ash from Riverside Auto Detailing. So afternoon, mate.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Thanks for having us on.
No, that's all right. You've been posting a bit, wanting to know. Oh, you didn't want it. Like I reached out to you, so it was good that you accepted and wanted to come on. But yeah, you're pretty well known around that area for detail and what you do as well, which is good.
Yeah, which is pretty mind-blowing to be honest, but
Yeah.
that's good.
No, it's all yeah, I heard some all good stuff about you, and yeah, some of your stories and stuff. That's sort of what captured me. I'm like, far out, look at these interiors. I'm like, I don't know how you deal with that. And then yeah, probably where you live as well. That's probably what you get around that area with some of the farmers and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Like we're in a small town. I think there's 5,500 people here. But yeah, lots of farmers and all that around. So that's just what's coming in, and yeah, I love it. So
No, it's good. No, you're doing well, mate. So how long have you been with doing Riverside, and how did that start?
So I sort of got into detailing just by chance, really. We'd not long moved up to Corowa from Melbourne just to get away from the rat race, and I was just doing a couple of jobs here and there. And where I was working at the time, welding, like management was changing there, and it wasn't going to be as good a job as it was. And I was just driving home one day, and the detailer that was in town was leaving. He was moving up to Queensland. So sort of been in the automotive industry most of my life. I thought, I'll give that a crack, so I get into paint corrections and all this sort of thing. And so I just started up, and it just turns out that paint corrections is not something that I do a heap of. I do enjoy them. I've got a lot to learn with those, and in the future I really want to do some training and all that sort of thing. But yeah, so I started in July 2021. So very new, I'd say.
No, that's good. But and you said earlier about your background was in spray painting, wasn't it?
Yeah, so left school halfway through year 12, I think it was. But I'd been doing a school-based apprenticeship. So yeah, did my trade in that, got into spray painting. Was always in panel shops, just like down in Melbourne. It's just crazy down there, just fast pace, low quality, high volume is what they want there. Like the last shop I worked in down there was doing 75 cars a week, just small to medium repairs, and yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah, always been in sort of panel shops and that sort of thing. So always had a bit of an interest in the cars. But never really had an interest in interiors. Here we are.
So did you just self-taught yourself on how to do it all?
Yeah, interior work self-taught. When I first started out, I was still at the job at the time. I took 2 weeks off and just got a couple of friends' cars and did those just after watching some videos and all that sort of stuff on YouTube, and just got some equipment, got a good extractor. It was really like fresh into it, so I didn't know many of the products and all that sort of stuff. So at the start, I was just using like the chemicals that come with the extractor, like the Karcher brand and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's not much chop. So someone got me onto AutoSmart. Like I know some people hate AutoSmart, but I think they're good. So yeah, sort of self-taught in that side of things. With paint corrections, I had sort of like a very, very basic sort of knowledge on that, but I still reach out to people, and I think that's what people need to do too. Like reach out to other detailers and ask questions and all that. That's the only way you're going to learn. Like Jimmy over at Fatal Finish, he helps me out a heap. He's always got time to have a bit of a chat, and 2 blokes over in Perth, Scott over at Velocity and James at number 1 Pro Shine.
Oh yeah,
they're really good. If I've got any questions or anything that's sort of not working, and I'll hit them with a bit of a problem, and they'll help us out with a solution too. So I'd love to do some training with them one day, just to have the skills on that. So, did
you know them boys just through Instagram, or how did you?
Yeah, just through Instagram. Like once I started up the page, I just sort of started following detailers around this area. There's a bloke in Corowa, Rise Up Restorations. His name's Brendan. He does amazing work with car restorations, and all his cars go to Fatal Finish for ceramic coatings and all that sort of stuff. So I sort of knew of Jimmy through that, so I started following him, and yeah, he just does outstanding work. And yeah, so yeah, just through Instagram really that we've sort of linked all up, and we all like to have a bit of a laugh and shit stir each other, and that yeah, just makes it a bit more fun really. That's what
I think from what I see from all their stories, them boys do fairly decent work too. Pretty pretty amazing stuff. So it's good that you then sort of people then actually want to give you advice too. Like it's good. Some people might normally would tell you go away or can't help you. Sorry,
you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful with that, because like I have people message me, you try to help them out as much as you can, and you can get burnt from people like that. And I know Jimmy has been burnt in the past. So like at the start, I think he might have been a bit sort of hesitant to sort of give me a chop out, but I don't know. We've built a bit of a friendship sort of thing through detail and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think he's more than happy to lend us a bit of advice.
No, that's good. That's what I think this industry all needs. Like we hear a bit of it a lot about competition and hating old mate down the street that you're competing with or whatever. But I think everyone should just get on, and we're all doing the same gig. So, but right. Easier said than done, I guess sometimes. But yeah, is what it is. But no, that's good. You got people to help you out and a bit of advice here and there. So yeah, the some of your interiors. So how did you get going with advertising and stuff? Is that just word of mouth, I suppose, small town?
So when I first started, my wife, she's got a salon. I'm sitting in it at the moment. So she said you need to get on Instagram. I'm thinking, I'm not going to get any business from Instagram. It's just people scrolling through, like looking at pictures. There's not even words on it. So I started up an Instagram, and she gave me a shout out on her hairdressing page, and like I got a few customers from that.
Mm.
And like I didn't know anything about posts or reels or anything like that. So she goes, make a reel. So I did that, and it did well. And it's like a few people shared it, and it just got my name out that way. So and that's what I always push to people. Like if someone messages me saying, how do you get work? And like you go on their Instagram page and I haven't posted for a month, I'll always say to them, you've got to show people what you can do. So that's where I'd say 90% of my work comes from is Instagram. Facebook, I get a little bit from, and then just a couple of phone calls here and there, but mostly from Instagram. Like I'll put up a reel. It might not get many views, it might not get many likes, but I might get 4 jobs from it. So people are watching it. So that's where most of my stuff comes from.
No, it's awesome. I think a lot of people get their work. Even some of the boys you'd mentioned earlier, I know they do a lot of stories every day, and it's
which is
probably,
what I struggle with interiors, because they're always working on different cars and all that sort of stuff, but it's very hard to do all that with interiors because you're like, oh, yeah, 5 seats in the dash, like. It gets pretty bloody hard to stay consistent on Instagram, like on the stories and all that with the interiors, and just because I'm working by myself as well, it's just got to try to get the job done too, But yeah, I've got to pick up my game a little bit more with the stories and trying to make them interesting. So
yeah, it's funny like that. Like some of them boys, I'm like, geez, they do well to put it all together, plus do a job at the same time, and
that's right.
do a story. I'm like,
but
I forget half the
that's
time.
that's how you're going to get your business. You're going to show people what you can do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So. But yeah, what sort of time frame would you spend on an interior? I know they're all different, I guess, but sort of.
Yeah, they're all different. But the way I work it, because working by myself, I've got to juggle school pickup as well because I've got 2 young kids. Lucky the wife does drop off. I do pick up every day, so I only do 1 car a day because like you've seen some of the cars that come in. People might say, yeah, it's not too bad. They bring it in. You can't even tell what colour the carpet is in it. And I never judge anyone. I absolutely love those details. So yeah, 1 a day I do. That keeps me out of trouble because I'd hate to book in 2 and then the first one rock up and be like, Jesus. So I always get my customers to drop off their car the day before. Gives me a chance to give it a wash, strip all the seats out and everything like that. And I can get cracking on it the next day. And then, they're normally completed by lunchtime the following day. So seems to work out for everyone.
No, that's good. I'm very similar with my maintenance details. I call them that, but yeah, I don't. I'd normally do 1 a day. I'm not one for an express wash or anything like that, or an express interior. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I've got to do everything to a standard or just. Yeah, there's plenty of other guys that do express washes in town, so I might just go there because I don't want to do it in 2 hours. I can't.
And at the end of the day, if you're doing just a real quick interior or something like that, and it needs more, that car's driving away, and that person's going to say, "I had my car detailed by Ash," and if someone looks at it, they don't understand that person's paid for a quick little interior job. They're just going to look at it and be like, "Geez, there's shit everywhere in here." So,
exactly. Yeah, you
do it. Steer clear of the quick little jobs.
Yeah, do it once and do it properly, I say. So stick to a standard if that's what your standard is. Sort of just try not move away from it. Stuff like that. So probably what's the worst one you've ever seen?
Oh, there is. Oh, geez, what was it? A D-Max. I put it on my Instagram. It's a really bad one. But that was actually a competition I ran, and it was a free detail. It took me. I spent 14 hours on that interior.
Shit.
And that was the competition, is to nominate the worst interior you could. Just I love doing those ones, and it had died off a little bit, and I thought, oh geez, like I really need a challenge. So yeah, one of the farmers here nominated his boss, sent me pictures. I put them up on my story, and everyone sort of voted for the winner. But yeah, that was the biggest one. that was beauty, that one.
Did that then turn into other like more jobs for you out of the like probably doing a free competition and then getting more work
so
out of it?
I like to run competitions because that's another way. Like because I am pretty new, that's another good way to get your name out there because people are sharing that competition, and that then goes on to all their followers. So I don't really like to sort of pay for advertising. I did actually pay for advertising. Oh, it was about a month ago. I just said to my missus, I'm like, I'm going to pay for some advertising. It was like $45, and just to see what happens. And I got nothing. Yeah, no, I like to run the competitions, and it's just a way to say thank you to it because we are in a small community here. It's just a way to say thank you too for all the support and just blowing up the business like it has. So
Yeah, nice.
yeah,
Do you are you working from home?
yeah.
Obviously,
So we've got a half-acre block here, and I've got a shed out the back. So I've decked a bit of that out for the detail bay there. I know lots of people say, oh, home detailers are shit and all this sort of stuff, but why pay rent for somewhere if I don't have to?
Yeah, exactly. I'm exactly the same. I wish I had a bigger place, but then some days I think I'd regret it because you're so close to
I'd
home.
like to, like in the future, I'd really like to have a bigger space just so I can then put someone on, but that'll come with its own headaches as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, in the future, I'd like to have a bigger spot.
Is that your shed with the LEDs in it?
Yeah, the hex lights, mate. I'm a pro detailer. I've got the hex lights up. So, yeah, that's just a little part of the shed there.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Serves me well.
Yep. What about trucks? You do trucks? No.
I've done 2 trucks. When I first started, I said I'd never do trucks, and then I had a week of. I did 2 trucks in the week. One was from a farmer that I've done a heap of farm cars for, and he kept pestering me, "Come on, I've got a truck. I kept saying to him no, and I think I've done about 7 farm cars for him. And I said to him, "Fine, bring it in," and it was the cleanest interior he's brought me. But that was good. But the challenge in that was like they don't fit in the shed.
Yeah.
So it was just parked in front of the shed there, and I've not done mobile detailing, and it sort of gave me a good appreciation for mobile detailers because that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just the simple things like open up a door and dust blows in. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I take my hat off to some of those mobile detailers out there.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Nah. And I've done it a couple of times, just gone out to a shed and even just loading the car up with everything, and then all you have to do is forget one thing. And I don't work mobile, and I'm just like, oh, I got to go back and get that now, or So nah, I was looking at metal polishing into trucks. I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah,
There's a bit of an art into that, I think, as well. So
yeah, that's right. You got to be a special person to do that, I reckon. But if it's done right, it's pretty impressive.
It is, yeah. So, what's your what sort of mainly your cars up there? Is it a lot of 200 series Rangers and stuff?
Yeah, they've died off a bit actually. I'm a bit disappointed with that. Yeah, there was a while there I was getting 1 or 2 a week, so they're really good to detail. But there's no. Well, you got your dual cab utes, get a lot of those. But I get a lot of like the mums with the kids. Those type of cars with the kid mess, and I can understand that. I've got 2 boys, and they're just trash cars, but they're good for business.
Yeah.
So yeah, just mostly your normal everyday cars. Do some sort of paint corrections on some nicer cars too. But yeah, just anything really. Like I said before, like all of my details are sight unseen. So when they book in, I send them off my price list, my bit of a spiel, and then at the end of that process, once they've picked what they want to do, then I find out what car it is. I don't see pictures before it rocks up. Sometimes if it's a farm car, I might just ask for some pictures. Not that I'm ever going to say no to it, just to allocate a bit more time if I need it. Yeah, just everything really.
Yeah. What's the
No Lamborghinis, mate. None
no
yet.
Lamborghinis up there? No, I haven't seen one of them either.
They're in
Um,
Wodonga. They're in Wodonga.
and so with an interior, so literally you take all seats out pretty much.
Not for everything. Like I do have the basic level details, which is just your basic vac and wipe over. Not many people get those around here. And I've got 3 levels of interior. That's how I've broken it up. I just wanted it sort of simple for customers for when they're booking in, that they can pick a level of detail. It's not too complicated. So you've got your basic. Your next one up is like shampooing your removable floor mats and all that sort of stuff. And then the top ones like seats out, shampooing everything. Going crazy on it. So that's what most people book in for now. So
Yeah.
that's because that's what I post on my stories is what I do, and on my Instagram that's what I do. So that's what they want done to their car. Like if a customer turns up and they're booked in for my level 3 interior and I don't think it needs it, I'm an honest person. I'll tell them, look, I don't think it needs this. And some people just want it done for just peace of mind. So
Yeah.
there.
That's interesting about the different levels of it with your floor mats and stuff, and then because sometimes I even remove the front. I don't remove the front seats. I might just lift them back so you can actually get in down the sides of some of these, because some cars you can't actually really get down the sides these days. Some of them.
Yeah.
So, but what's your main? What would your main tool be straight out? I think I've seen a Tornador being used. You big fan of that?
Yeah. Oh, I'd say the shampoo gets a flogging. That'd be the most used. But
Yeah.
the Tornado or whatever you want to call it, they've got a velocity dry vac, I think it's called. So you hook it up to your compressor, it blasts in there, and you hook it up to your vac at the same time. And like I didn't have that when I first started, and now that I've got it, I just can't work without it. It's so good for getting all those little bits and pieces out of carpet. You still got your stubborn carpets, but yeah, that'd probably be the main sort of tool that I can't live without.
Yeah. And your products, like you were saying about the AutoSmart, I haven't used them, but I do need to reach out and trial some. But do you use what sort of products would you recommend with them?
So they're general purpose cleaner G101. That's magic, that shit. Have so many coffee in the morning to get you going. But that's one of my main ones to remove stains and clean up trims. You can use it on leather too if you dilute it correctly. So that's a great product. And like I said, like I'm only fairly new, so I haven't tried a whole heap of products, but I've found products that get me my results that I get. So I'm sort of sticking with those. I don't want to sort of like steer too far from that because I'm getting my results. I'm happy with them. My customers are happy with them. So I stick with those products. And it's handy too, being in a small town. Like they drive around in the truck, they come to my front door and bring me whatever I need. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got to give them a call because I have heard good stuff about them. Like I know people can on them, but I think they have their place, and I think they would probably do the job. Do you do any leather or any sort of coatings on the interiors or anything?
I use Carpro Pearl for like a bit of a conditioner on leather. I don't really like the real glossy finishes. Like I can't stand when you see someone's picture and the door trims and all that look like they're wet. It just for me, I just can't stand it. So Carpro Pearl is really good. Sort of gives you that matte finish. You can dilute it down a bit, but yeah, that's sort of the main one there.
So I was going to say, the days of Armour all are gone and trying to gloss up your leather and your plastics.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just have it sort of the natural OEM finish look.
The car I just did was a dual cab ute. He must have had Armour or something on the dash because it was just covered in like fluff and dust, and you couldn't even vac or like with your brush, it just wouldn't come off. So I had to strip it back and do all that. But yeah, you don't want that glossy stuff. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And it hides a lot too, I think. Like when you use gloss finishes on interiors, it hides a lot of marks and everything like that. So I just don't like it.
Yeah. Do the when you're extracting, do you have to allow time to because I don't actually run an extractor. That's sort of why I'm not huge on interiors. But do you need how much drying time and stuff? Do you allow for that? Or
It all depends on what time of the year it is at the moment. It
yeah,
takes a little bit longer for things to dry, but I try, like I said, I get my customers to drop their cars off the day before. I strip them out, give them all their basic vac, and I'll either shampoo it that day or first thing in the morning. And like it sits there until say 2:30 anyway, so they're mostly dry. But I just get my customers to park the car in the garage that night with the window cracked down a little bit to just let everything evaporate out.
mm,
But yeah, I've not had a complaint that the seats have been wet the next day. So yeah, that is a bit of a struggle sometimes to get things dry.
yeah. And I don't know if you see many new cars, but with the states of the interiors now, they're like the carpet, the quality of them. Do you see that changing much these days?
Yeah, you get some pretty bad ones. Like I've always been warned about Kia Carnivals.
Mm.
And, one of my customers is I've done a fair few cars for her. She bought a Kia, and I told her when she bought it, I said, "Oh, I've been warned about these, you know." But she was really good when she got her Carnival. She went out and bought aftermarket mats to cover up all the tracks and everything like that. So that was a godsend. But yeah, those carpets were a little bit tricky. Some Hilux carpets can be pretty tricky. Like your Ford Territories, I reckon those carpets are really good.
Yep.
Yeah, so sort of get all sorts, but yeah, there's some real stubborn ones out there.
I think I've had even like a Mazda or like a Honda or something. Some of them carpets are just terrible. It's not. It
Yeah,
doesn't even feel like carpet. Some of it.
yeah, it's like Velcro.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I don't know if everyone else does it, but I always say to customers either like have decent floor mats, like
Yeah,
have good like OEM ones or whatever you can afford, but make sure they're decent, and a good boot liner like that boot
yeah, that's
carpet.
right. Yeah,
Boot carpet.
that's probably the hardest part with carpets. Doesn't matter what the cabin carpets are like. Most boot carpets, they're just shit house because they're made for like wear and tear side of things and longevity. So they're not as plush as your cabin carpets. So yeah,
Hmm.
some of them can be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, the tornado rips through them pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Have you ever had to take carpet like full interior? Had to take carpet out?
No, not
No.
as yet. I had a HZ in the other day that needed the carpets taken out, but the customer didn't really want to do that. Like it needed new carpets. Um, there's been that one and a Prado when I first started out. It hadn't been cleaned for God knows long, 15 years or something like that. And yeah, that one really needed the carpets out. And again, the customer didn't want to do that just because of the amount of dirt underneath the carpets. You can extract all you want. All you're going to do is bring the dirt that's underneath the carpets to the surface.
Mm.
And you might be removing the stain, but you might also be bringing more up too. So I'm pretty lucky that most of them, all of them, really don't need the carpets taken out. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Are you thinking, or do you do exterior coatings as well? Have you got into them yet?
No, I'll get asked every now and then about ceramic coatings. Two reasons I don't do it. One is I want to upskill more in the correction side of things before I lock it all in. And two, like Jimmy's 40 minutes away and he's the king of coatings. Like, why try jump into a market when there's someone else that is already at the top, you know?
Yeah.
So, and hats off to him. He's great at it. So if I ever have anyone asking for coatings and all that sort of stuff, which I hardly get, but I'll always just refer them on to him. In the future, it might happen. Never say never, but yeah, at the moment, no sort of coatings.
Oh, that's good. It's
Be good to get into. It's yeah, they're pretty impressive.
yeah. No, at least you're honest with saying that as well. Like rather than try and compete with someone down the road, no matter who it is, like at least you're saying, yeah, we'll send it to him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's right. We try
Quality
and
of
work
work.
with each other.
Yeah.
I've been burnt in that way once before, and like I'll be a bit hesitant in the future to be like that. But I know Jimmy, he's a top bloke. We sort of send each other some stuff, and he's not going to screw me over. I'm not going to screw him over. You know, when I first started, I sort of linked up with a detailer. I won't say his name, but he's over in Benalla. I think I sent him maybe 4 or 5 jobs in a week, 2 coatings, a couple of mobile jobs. And he was wrapped. He goes, I'll fix you up once I get to do these coatings and all that. And I didn't expect any money. Like, I couldn't fit him in. I can't do coatings at the moment. And push come to shove, he didn't want to repay the favour. So that just sort of burns you a bit. But not that I was after the money, but I'm a person of principle.
Yeah.
You would have been sitting around with your thumb up your ass for that week if it wasn't for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
No, that's good. Yeah, I got one guy here in town that I sort of push work to if I'm too busy, or there could be 3 others as well. I just give people a list of names, like, because some people just want to get in straight away, and sometimes we can't. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I have a list of people. I just name anyone really. Like, yeah. So some of them actually don't even know me. I haven't even met them yet, but I still push work to them. Doesn't really matter. So
one thing I would say is only send work to people that you've seen their work firsthand.
Yeah.
If you send someone to them and the work comes back crap, it sort of comes back on you too. That you recommended me to that person, so yeah, you got to be careful in that sense.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But most stuff I've seen, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I think it's a good tip to know in the industry. Yeah, forward work on if you need to. But yeah, it's good to get it back.
What goes around comes around. That's right.
Exactly. So, but yeah, so is there no other detailer where you are? You in that town?
There's another bloke that does it on the weekends, and he does a really good job. He works at the golf shop during the week and does a bit of detailing on the side, and yeah, he does really good work. But he's sort of just like a hobbyist sort of thing.
Yep.
There's another young kid here that does it here and there. I actually thought he left town, but saw he posted that he was doing it the other day. But yeah, I'll welcome people to come in. So there's a couple around, and in the surrounding towns too, there's detailers there. But I have lots that travel to me. Like, I'm always blown away with people travel to come to me. Like, I had someone travel over an hour to bring me their car the other day. So, like, how many detailers have you just driven past? But that's a good thing to know, though, that that they're choosing to come to me.
Bit of obviously good word of mouth and probably a good Instagram page.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah, not much else really. We were just trying to focus on interiors on this one, so yeah, I'm not really sure what else to go into. Like, it's good that you with your paint correction. So you think you're going to try and pick up that later on with some training and stuff?
Yeah, like I still do corrections, but yeah, always got a lot to learn. Like, you're always forever learning anyway. Even when you're at the top, you're always learning.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to just sort of do a course. I keep bugging Jimmy, come on, do some training. He's flat out, which is fair enough. But yeah, I'd love to do a bit of training. I'm going to head over to Perth next year, do a bit of a charity drive to raise money for mental health, and so I'll be jumping on to James over there to teach me a bit of paint correction while I'm over there. So
go and give him a hand. What's the idea behind all that with your drive?
Oh, well, just mental health, sort of a big part of my life. When I was younger, I had depression, all that sort of stuff. Struggle with a little bit here and there. Just now I'm in a position to sort of get my voice out there. I just want to sort of do as much as I can, like I'm doing some jumpers and tees and all that sort of stuff. When that starts coming through, all the profits for that will be going to Beyond Blue. And yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to raise money driving over to Perth and back, but we'll sort something out. So
have you driven over there yet?
Nah, my old man lives over there, and he drove over here in his motorhome last year. I think he did it he's driven over in his car. It took him 2.5 days, so I won't be doing that. That's
quick.
That's a fair effort, and I've only got a shitty old Rodeo, so she only does 80 k's an hour, so it'll be a long trip. It'll be good fun.
It's a good trip. I think I've done it 3 times, so it's worth it. Take your time. There's lots to see.
Yeah.
Some places there's not much to see, but yeah, it's I reckon it's a good trip.
Yeah, it would
No.
just be good to say I've done it. So,
Mm. You going on your own? Are you taking the family over?
oh God, no, I won't be taking kids in a car to drive across Australia.
They'll go to sleep.
Not for 3 days. Yeah, no, I'll jump in the car myself and just go over there. It'll be good to clear the mind for a bit too. Just a bit of downtime. It'll be good.
Yeah. No, nice. So I'll let us know when you're hooking around. We can hopefully everyone gets on board with it. It's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah. It'll be good.
No, nice. I must say, your logos really stands out as well. Did
Yeah,
you?
thank you. I
Yeah.
the first one I made was no good. So someone put me onto this site. You can go on and someone designs it for you.
Mm.
So wanted something that stood out a little bit more,
Yep.
and it is what it is.
No, very nice. So, um, I sent you the 6 stage questions, so we might get into them. So,
Big effort.
but yeah, can you remember your first ever detailing job?
Yeah, I was reading through questions and I thought, shit, I better look through my Instagram to see it. I put it on. I put it on my story the other day, yesterday. So it was a Ford Festiva, and it was when I was first starting out, like I hadn't sort of launched the business. I just wanted to tackle one to like on an on-paying job. So one of my wife's friends, one of her car needed a bit of love, so I went and grabbed it and seats out and shampooed the lot and all that sort of stuff, and it come up well. But yeah, looking back on videos and pictures from when I first started, Jesus. But so that was my first detail, and it's taken off since then.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, I put yeah, we put the favorite polisher, but I can yeah.
Well, I can tell you the one I do use. I use a Shine Mate EX 620 is the polisher. I find that's good for what I need it for, and the products I use are Menzerner. I find they're good. They're 3-in-1. I find really really good. Their heavy cut works well. But yeah, so
No, that's good.
thought I answered that question for you.
What what extractor have you got?
I've got a Karcher 8/1.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew nothing about extractors when I started, so I just did a bit of googling. I think I might have seen someone use it, so I just went out and bought that. And
Yep.
I find it works well. You can put your hot water in there too, so that helps out with drying of the seats and all that sort of stuff. If you're using hot water, it also helps out with lifting the stains. So that's one I use there.
So you heat water up and put it straight in, or it heats it up?
Nah, so that doesn't heat it up. It'd be
Yep.
good if it did.
Yeah.
So you put hot water in there, so it can take up to 50 degrees in there. I'm pretty sure it is. And then you just pour that in the tank, and
Yep.
then it's got a separate tank for the dirty water, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I always say I wanted one. Well, I want one, but I bought a steamer's, but that's probably not the same. But yeah, I do want to get one, but I probably don't want to promote that I've got one.
Yeah.
Because some jobs you do, it's
If you don't like doing interior work, I wouldn't be posting up that you got an extractor.
no, no. But yeah, sometimes when you do a job, that's sort of some of the only finishing piece to it. Like a finished job is like some stains might need to come out, and it's sort of the sort of tool that you wish you had sometimes.
Yeah, people get good results with a wet vac too, with like an extractor head on it. I've not used one, so I can't comment too much on it. But like I know people that use that and they get good results with it. So I guess it's doing the same thing. The only thing it isn't doing is spraying hot water in at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Do you have a dream car that you always would like?
No, not really.
Not
No.
really.
Well, the car I drive at the moment, this car's not my first one, but it's the same model as my first car. It's a TF Rodeo 93 model.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I made that into a mini truck with all the airbags and all that sort of shit, and just just emotional connection to that type of car. So I just went out and bought a shit eat one of those. Most unreliable car, but I like it. So
I'll rattle it
if I had all the money in the world, maybe like an LJ Tirana or something like that.
Oh,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. That's good. Favorite detailing tool or product?
Yeah, all the tornado products. I just find they work really well and they do what they're supposed to do. And then you've got the extractor there.
Yep. No, spot on. Biggest tip for any detailer starting out?
Yeah, get on social media, show people what you can do. If people don't see what you do, they're not going to book in with you. Find detailers around the area that do good work and ask them questions. If they're happy to answer them, obviously don't bug them too much, like I do. But yeah, just show people what you can do. Get your name out there. Run a competition. Do a free detail, but it's going to get your name out there. People spend lots of money on advertisement and websites and all that sort of stuff. I don't have a website, so I don't know if it would work. Yeah, just show people what you can do.
Yep. Yeah, I've got a thing coming up about websites, so
Yeah,
they
okay.
probably have their place. But yeah, each to their own. We'll probably talk about it when I do the episode. But yeah.
Yeah.
But if you find what you're doing right now is getting you work, so be it. Stick with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I don't see the point in spending money on a website and all that. Like, booked out to the end of July at the moment.
Oh, nice.
If I put up a website and I get more work, I can't do it now anyway. So
I think that was my problem. Like, yeah. Do you find people happy to wait? Like, I know small towns, I got that sort of similar thing here. I think we're about just under 30,000 where I am population. Yeah. But do you find people like in the country are happy to wait, aren't they?
Yeah, lots of them are. Lots of them are. I still get people sort of message me and all that. Oh, can you detail my car this Thursday and all that sort of stuff? And if I tell them like I'm booked out till such and such, they're a bit blown away that no, I can't wait that long. But I'll always try and tell people on Instagram and all that like I'm booked out. Try and advertise that so people know before they even contact me. There's a wait list. So
yeah,
and good things come to those that wait, I guess.
Yeah. No, I've got a bit of a list as well, and sort of just work through it, and then you hit them up and they're busy or they're away, so you just sort of go to the next one and you fit them in next time. But
yeah, I don't run a cancellation list. I always have people saying, "Can you put me on a cancellation list?" But like you just said, it's too hard because you don't know what everyone's doing. So if I have a spot come up, I just put it on my story, and first one to jump in the DM grabs it. So
oh yeah, that's a good way. And interests outside of detailing.
well, the kids keep me pretty busy. So my oldest is just starting to ride motorbikes, so getting into that, teaching him to ride bikes. Just got him a little PW50. He's just putting around in the backyard with it then.
Yeah, seen that.
But yeah, between work and raising two young kids, and my wife's got a business as well. Like, there's not much time for other things. I'm in a whiskey club.
Oh yeah.
Not that I enjoy whiskey and love whiskey and all that. It's just more to go out and have a night off and catch up with some mates and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, with work and family and that, it's pretty hectic at the moment. So
yeah, nice.
A bit of fishing if I get a spare 5 minutes.
What was that?
A bit of fishing if I get a spare 5 minutes. A bit of gold panning. That's good fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that much around your area for that?
Gold panning, yeah. So I'm probably about 40 minutes from El Dorado, with a creek called Reedy Creek, and that's like one of the richest ones in Australia. So
right.
Yep. No big nuggets out there. I can't retire anytime soon, but it's good to get out in nature.
Yeah. And the Murray River's obviously not far.
Yeah, that's where we got the name from, Riverside Auto Detailing. And when I first started, I was geez, what am I going to call this? But to me, Mrs. Riverside. So, yeah, that's literally at our doorstep. So,
yeah,
got some good fish in there.
You didn't get flooded out. When was it? Last year?
We're up pretty high here in town. Yeah, the river did come up a very long way.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool to see, but of course a bit of destruction.
Yeah, right. No, that's good. What's how's the whiskey club like? Is that a run from a pub or how's that one?
No, it's just a bunch of me mates. Sort of, they got restaurants and all that sort of shit around town and the neighbouring towns, and I can't remember how it started, but they're like, all right, let's just all chip in $50 a month. I think it started off with about 5 of them, and then I got asked to join, and I think there's about 30 of us in there now. So we all chip in $50 a month, and it's pretty interesting night, that one.
Wow. And you just taste test all the different ones, or?
Yeah, I think they normally try to get 4 bottles of whiskey, all different types, and yeah, we'll just kick back and have a few whiskeys and just relax and catch up. It's good.
No, nice.
Like I said, I really just went there for a bit of time out, a bit of socialising. The first night I went there, I had some whiskey and think, Jesus Christ, what's this shit? Couldn't tell that to them, obviously. We're in the whiskey club, I can't say, oh, this tastes like petrol, you know?
Yeah.
But no, some good.
What's your normal poison? You're a beer drinker, or you just don't drink too much?
I don't really drink too much.
Yep.
Nah, not a big drinker at all.
No, that's all right. No, good. Yeah, whiskey's not too bad at all either, so good drop.
Has its moments.
All right, we'll wrap this one up. Bit of a short and sweet one, but that's good. No harm about that. But we are on a weekend, so you got things to do, and
all right, car getting dropped off soon, so got to get back into it.
Yeah. Are you working tomorrow? Like, do you work? You just have the weekends off?
So I work Monday to Friday is my booking days, but yeah, I get the customers to drop the car off the day before, so I work a little bit on a Sunday just to get the car prepped for Monday, just so I can have it done in time for picking up the rugrats from school. So
yeah, no, that's good.
I don't work the full Sundays, or if I can not do it, I try not to. But sometimes you can do what you can do to get everything done.
Yeah. No, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks heaps for your time on this one and making the effort. So, yeah, this one be out, and we'll get it out and about, and yeah, it's very it was good chatting up. And if you haven't seen Ash's work, get onto his Instagram. So yeah, check out his stories and reels and stuff. And yeah, I think everyone should be impressed. And any new starters out there, yeah, probably worth jumping on and have a look too to see pretty much how to do it. And I've even looked at it too. So, but yeah, the ones you get, I don't see any of them around here. But yeah, bloody hell, they're bad.
They're the best ones.
Yeah, they make for good before and afters, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, that's right. You get good job satisfaction out of it.
Yeah.
Always good to see the customer's face when they open up the door. It's good.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, they love it. So, all right, we'll wrap it up and we'll let you get back into it. So, thanks, Ash, and no, it's any time, mate. So, yeah, we'll check in probably once you do this drive, and we'll help get the word out about that one. So it's all for a good cause. So that's good.
That's like plan.
Yep. All right.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thanks for listening, everyone. See ya.
That was another episode of the Detailing Down Under podcast. Subscribe now for everything auto detailing in Australia.